Have you ever been stuck in an elevator or waiting in a line with someone you don't know and the silence just feels unbearable? That's the exact moment small talk either saves you or completely exposes how nervous you feel in English. Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Signal. I'm Ella, and this is episode 5. Today we're mastering something that seems small, but honestly shapes almost every relationship you'll ever build in English: small talk. A lot of learners dismiss small talk as unimportant, just weather chat. But here's the truth: small talk is the doorway to every deeper conversation. Nobody jumps straight into a meaningful discussion with a stranger. Small talk is how trust gets built, one light exchange at a time. So today, let's break down exactly how to do it well, naturally, confidently, and without running out of things to say after 10 seconds. Let's start with openers, the actual first line. The classic, and honestly still very effective, is commenting on the shared environment. "This weather has been unpredictable lately, hasn't it?" Or, "This line is moving slowly today." These work because they reference something you both experience in that moment. There's no risk, no personal question, just a shared observation. Another strong opener style, a genuine compliment paired with a question. "I love your bag. Where did you get it?" Or, "That's a great presentation you gave. How long did it take you to prepare?" Notice both examples pair the compliment with an open question, which invites a real response instead of just a polite "thank you" that ends the conversation. Let's talk about a mistake almost every learner makes: asking only yes or no questions. "Do you like this event?" Gets you a one-word answer and an awkward pause. Compare that to, "What do you think of this event so far?" Open questions, starting with what, how, why, naturally invite longer, more detailed answers, which keeps the conversation flowing without you having to constantly generate new topics. Here's a simple formula: the Ford method, commonly used in small talk coaching. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. These 4 categories almost always give you something to talk about with anyone, anywhere. Do you have family in this city? What do you do for work? Do you have any hobbies you're into these days? Any exciting plans coming up? Let's say you're at a work event and you ask, "What do you do?" And the person answers, "I work in finance." A flat response might be, "Oh, okay." Instead, follow up with genuine curiosity. "Oh, interesting. What does a typical day look like in that field?" Or, "What got you into finance?" These follow-ups show real interest, and honestly, most people love talking about their own work and interests when asked thoughtfully. Now let's talk about something crucial: keeping the conversation balanced. Small talk shouldn't feel like an interview where one person asks all the questions. The key skill is reciprocity. After answering a question yourself, bounce it back. "I'm actually in marketing myself. What about you? How long have you been in finance?" This single habit, answer, then ask back, is probably the single most useful small talk skill you can build. It keeps the conversation feeling like a genuine exchange, not an interrogation. Let's cover transitions too. How do you move from small talk into something slightly deeper if the conversation is going well? A natural bridge phrase: "So, speaking of work, are you enjoying your current role?" Or, "That reminds me, have you been following what's happening with—" These transitional phrases feel smooth rather than abrupt, letting the conversation naturally deepen instead of jumping topics awkwardly. Let's also talk about exiting a conversation gracefully, because honestly, this trips people up just as much as starting one. Simply walking away mid-conversation feels rude, but staying stuck feels exhausting. We've all been there. Useful exit phrases: It was really nice talking with you. I'm going to go grab a drink, but let's catch up again soon. Or, I don't want to keep you. It was great chatting. Or, in a professional setting, I should let you get back to it, but it was lovely meeting you. Notice all of these end on a warm, appreciative note, rather than just abruptly stopping. Let's talk about topics to actually avoid in small talk, especially with people you don't know well. Politics, religion, salary, and personal relationship status are generally considered risky territory in most English-speaking professional and social contexts. It's not that these topics are forbidden forever, but they're rarely good opening territory. They can create tension before any trust has been built. Safer, reliable go-to topics: travel, food, hobbies, current light news, shows or movies, and the shared environment you're both in. These topics almost always feel comfortable and low risk for both people. Let's also cover small talk in a slightly different setting, over text or chat, since so much casual communication now happens digitally rather than face-to-face. The rules shift slightly here. Openers tend to be shorter and warmer. Hey, how's your week going? Rather than a long, formal sentence. One useful skill for digital small talk: reacting genuinely before responding. If someone shares something, a quick, "Oh, that's exciting," or "No way, really?" before your actual reply makes the exchange feel more natural and less like a scripted response. Also, digital small talk tends to tolerate shorter sentences and even sentence fragments. Busy week here too. Barely had time to breathe. Reads as natural, whereas the same thing written too formally can feel stiff or distant. Let's talk about cultural nuance too, since small talk norms genuinely vary. In some cultures, quite personal questions are completely normal early in a conversation. Asking about age, marital status, or salary might be perfectly polite. In most English-speaking Western contexts, however, these same questions can feel intrusive if asked too soon. If you're unsure, it's always safer to let the other person volunteer personal information rather than asking directly. Let's also talk about a specific situation that makes many learners especially nervous. Small talk with someone senior, like a manager, a client, or someone significantly more experienced than you. The instinct is often to stay silent or overly formal, but a little warmth actually builds better professional relationships than pure formality. Safe, respectful openers with senior people. "How was your weekend, if you don't mind me asking?" Or, "I heard the conference went well. How was it?" Notice these are still light and low risk, just slightly more polished in tone. You're not being overly casual, but you're also not being robotic or purely transactional. Imagine running into your manager in the break room. A nervous learner might just say nothing, or a flat, "Hi." Instead, try, "Hi, busy morning so far?" Such a small line, but it signals confidence and warmth without overstepping any professional boundary. Most senior people actually appreciate genuine, light interaction. It makes the workplace feel more human. Let's also address a common fear directly: worrying that your accent or occasional grammar mistake will make small talk feel embarrassing. Here's the truth. Small talk succeeds or fails based on warmth and engagement, not grammatical perfection. Someone who says, "How was your weekend?" with genuine curiosity and a warm smile will always land better than someone who says a grammatically perfect sentence with a flat, disengaged tone. Tone, eye contact, and genuine curiosity carry far more weight in small talk than technical accuracy. This is actually good news. It means you don't need flawless English to be genuinely good at this skill. Let's do a full role play now, bringing several of these skills together in a natural exchange. Imagine two people at a conference during a coffee break. This coffee is actually really good. Have you tried the pastries too? I haven't yet, but they do look amazing. Is this your first time at this conference? It is, actually. I'm here representing my company's product team. What about you? I've been coming for a few years now. I work in event planning, so conferences like this are basically my whole world. That sounds intense. What's the most challenging part of planning something this big? Honestly, coordinating all the speakers' schedules. That's always the real puzzle. That makes sense. I can imagine. Well, it was really great chatting with you. I think I'm going to head to the next session, but I'd love to connect afterward. Definitely. Enjoy the session. Notice how naturally that flowed. A shared observation opener, an open question, genuine follow-up curiosity, reciprocity, and a warm, graceful exit. That's small talk mastery in action. Before vocabulary, let's talk about practicing this skill on your own, since small talk specifically requires real interaction to build confidence. First tip, set yourself a small daily challenge, like starting one small conversation with a cashier, a coworker, or a neighbor, even just a single line. Repetition in real, low-stakes situations builds comfort far faster than any amount of theory. Second tip, prepare 2 or 3 go-to questions in advance for situations you know are coming, like a work event or a social gathering. Having a few reliable openers ready removes the pressure of thinking on the spot. Third tip, practice active listening specifically. Small talk isn't just about what you say, it's about picking up on details the other person mentions and asking a follow-up about them. This single habit makes you feel like a genuinely engaging conversationalist, even with fairly simple English. Fourth tip, watch how native speakers greet each other in shows or interviews, paying close attention specifically to the first 15 to 20 seconds of any interaction. That opening window is where most small talk patterns live, and it's often the part learners skip when studying English through media, focusing instead on the main conversation. Let's do our word deep dive for today. The phrase, break the ice, meaning to start a conversation and ease initial awkwardness. That joke really broke the ice at the meeting. It's one of the most common phrases associated with small talk specifically. Let's add a second. Hit it off, meaning two people got along very well, often quickly. We met at the conference and just hit it off immediately. A great phrase for describing a successful small talk turning into real connection. And a third. Small talk itself worth clarifying. It specifically refers to light, casual conversation, as opposed to deep talk or serious conversation. Knowing this distinction helps you understand when native speakers explicitly say things like, let's skip the small talk, meaning they want to get straight to something more substantial. And a fourth, chit-chat, a very casual synonym for small talk, often used lightly or even self-deprecatingly. We just had a bit of chit-chat before the meeting started. It's slightly more informal than small talk and works well in relaxed settings. A quick pronunciation note, genuinely is often mispronounced or rushed. It's genuinely. 4 clear syllables, not squeezed into 3. Since this word often signals sincerity in conversation, pronouncing it clearly actually matters for how warm you sound. Things to say after the first 2 or 3 exchanges. What do I do when the conversation just stalls? Very common challenge, and there's a simple fix. Go back to the Ford method we discussed and pick a category you haven't touched yet. If you've covered work, pivot to something like travel. Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently? Also remember, brief, natural pauses are completely normal in real conversation. They don't need to feel like failure. Not every silence needs to be immediately filled. Here's another angle on that same question. Sometimes a conversation naturally runs its course, and that's genuinely fine. Not every small talk exchange needs to last 5 minutes. A warm, graceful exit after even a short, pleasant exchange is a success, not a failure. The goal was never to fill unlimited time. It was to create a small, positive human connection. And if that happened even briefly, you've already done it well. All right, let's lock in today's key takeaways with a quick recap. Number 1, start with shared observations or genuine compliments paired with questions. Number 2, use open questions, not yes or no ones, to keep conversation flowing. Number 3, practice reciprocity, answering and then asking back. Number 4, avoid risky topics like politics and salary with new acquaintances. And number 5, exit conversations warmly, with appreciation rather than an abrupt stop. Here's your homework for this episode. This week, start just one small talk conversation with someone you don't usually speak to, a neighbor, a colleague, anyone. Use one opener and one follow-up question from today, and notice how it feels. Small talk isn't shallow. It's actually one of the most practical, high-value English skills you can build because it opens doors to everything else, from friendships to job opportunities. If this episode helped, share it with someone who gets nervous in social situations. And drop a comment. What's your go-to small talk opener, or the one that always trips you up? I'll pick a few for our next mailbag segment. See you in the next episode. Bye for now, and go strike up a conversation.